Good evening. I'm John Haldeman. I'm the proud principal of Donegal High School. And on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of Donegal High School and Donegal School District, I would like to welcome you to the 72nd Annual Commencement Exercises for Donegal High School. At this time, I would ask that you please stand and honor America as Donegal Senior Chorus member Jocelyn Yoder sings our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fantastic job, Jocelyn. You may be seated. We begin this evening's program with a series of students' presentations. It is now my pleasure to present to you the president of the class of 2026, Mark Silvestri. Mark will be attending Kutztown University, majoring in psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Silvestri.
Hello and welcome to the class of 2026 graduation. I would like to start by thanking all of the people that have brought all of us to the place we are today. Teachers, families, friends, coaches, and each other. Thank you for creating who we are today. On that note, I would like to recall a thing most of you probably have not thought of in many years, or maybe never even seen. When I was in the intermediate school and we used to traverse classroom to classroom, I always admired my classmates' art pieces that were shown or even art that was already there. It was a good way to occupy my mind in anticipation for whatever special class we were going to, whether it was gym, music, or art. However, one piece of art that stuck out the most and has occupied my brain recently, placed right in front of the big gym across the hall from the library, is a massive, enticing tile mosaic that uses thousands of misshapen pieces that surround images of people playing sports, playing music, and creating art. This piece reminds me of all the different people from different backgrounds with different interests that we have grown up with and have shaped us into the young adults graduating today. As we sit here today in our caps and gowns, it is easy to think of graduation as an ending. We often talk about crossing a finish line, turning a page, or closing a chapter. But I think graduation is something different. I think it is proof of all the people who helped write our art piece along the way. One of my favorite ways of thinking of people is of them being just like mosaics. If you are not familiar with the term, a mosaic is an art piece made from thousands of individual pieces, each one different in shape, color, and size. Looking at a single piece by itself may not seem important, But when all the pieces come together, they create something meaningful and unique. In many ways, that is exactly what our lives are, a community of people and interaction that come together to shape our life's beauty. None of us arrived at this moment alone. Every stranger, every friendship, every teacher, every coach, every family member, and even every challenge has added a piece to who we are. We all borrowed something from the people around us. Maybe it was a lesson from a teacher who believed in us when we doubted ourselves, or perhaps a stranger interaction. Maybe it was the kindness of a friend who showed up when we needed the support. Sometimes it was even learning from people who disagreed with our obstacles, or obstacles we never wanted to face. Over the last 4 years, we have spent thousands of hours together. We sat in classrooms, walked through hallways, played on fields and courts, performed on stages, worked after school jobs, stressed over tests, and counted down the days until graduation. During all of those moments, whether we realized it or not, we were leaving a piece of ourselves with one another, just like adding a paint stroke to an abstract art piece that is never finished. The people sitting beside you today have changed you. Just like adding an oddly shaped tile next to an even one will shift the arrangement of what once was. Maybe only in small ways, maybe in ways you will not recognize until years from now, but they have. The laugh you picked up from a friend, the confidence a mentor gave you, the perseverance you learned after failing and trying again, those things become part of your mosaic, and in return, you become a part of theirs. That is what makes today so meaningful. We are not simply celebrating individual accomplishments, we are celebrating the community that helped make those accomplishments possible. Every graduate here represents years of support, encouragement, sacrifice, and influence from countless people. As we move forward, our mosaics are not finished. In fact, they are only beginning to take shape. Some of us will head to college, some will enter the workforce, join the military, start business, travel, or pursue dreams that we have been planning for years. Others may still be figuring out exactly where they are going, and that is okay too. The cool thing about mosaics is that each one is scattered with individuality and uniqueness, knowing no boundaries but the artist's imagination. Sometimes even mistakes come out looking fantastic. You are like that too. You're born with an unlimited potential and opportunity to try and achieve or fail and learn, all leaving you rendered with a beautiful self-mosaic. No matter where life takes us, we will continue to meet people who leave their mark on us. We will gain new perspective, learn new lessons, and discover strengths we never knew we had. We will add new pieces to our mosaics with every experience. The people we meet may shape us just as much as the people who brought us here today. But as we continue building our own mosaics, I hope we remember that we are also pieces in someone else's. We have the ability to impact others in ways we may never fully understand. A simple act of kindness, a word of encouragement, or a moment of understanding can be a permanent fixture in our landscape of tiles. Just as others helped shape us, we have the opportunity to help shape the lives of those around us. The class of 2026 is made up of many different backgrounds, personalities, talents, and dreams. Yet together, we have created something remarkable. We have laughed together, struggled together, succeeded together, and grown together. The friendships, memories, and lessons we carry from this place will remain part of us long after today. So as we leave this chapter behind and begin the next one, let us carry forward the best pieces of everyone who helped us get here. Let us continue adding new pieces through new experiences, new challenges, and new relationships, and most importantly, let us strive to be a positive piece in the mosaic of others. Because in the end, our lives are not defined by what we achieve. They're defined by the people we become and the impact we leave on those around us. We started as strangers, and as strangers we will return. So just like the mosaic at the intermediate school I recalled earlier, I hope you too let your mosaic blossom into something beautiful. Congratulations, class of 2026. The next piece of your mosaic is waiting for you. Thank you.
At this time, our senior chorus will present their senior song, Slipping Through My Fingers. The song is by ABBA, arranged by Colton Ogg. The chorus is directed by Mrs. Bethany Zoik. Thank you, course members. I would now like to present to you this evening's student speakers. Our first student speaker is valedictorian of the class of 2026, Caden Carpel. I am pleased to announce that Caden will be attending Penn State University. Caden plans on majoring in electrical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Carpel.
Good evening, class of 2026. I would first of all like to thank all the people who have shaped me into the person I am now. Thank you to my parents for always being there for me when I'm stressed, for encouraging me to do my best, and for loving me no matter what. I love you, Mom and Dad. Thank you to you, class of 2026, for making high school fun and for always having school spirit. Thank you to the teachers, administrators, coaches, custodians, and cafeteria staff for everything that you've done to support our education. Thank you for challenging us to think deeply, showing us to care for others, and for always believing in us, even when we struggled to believe in ourselves. None of us would be here today without your influence in our lives. And lastly, thank you to God for allowing me to be on the stage today and for filling my life with purpose and with hope. I'd like to start by looking back to 12 years ago when we first began our academic journey at Donegal. 12 years ago, we would have been celebrating completing kindergarten. We would have learned to read basic one-syllable words and to count to 100. Of course, it goes without saying that we've all grown a lot since then. We've grown physically, of course, but we've also grown intellectually throughout our academic career, and we've grown socially through the friendships that we have formed that will last far beyond our time at Donegal. And we've grown emotionally through the challenges that we have faced that have taught us resilience. I would argue that the reason for this growth, the reason that we are the people we are today, is because of the sum of the choices that we made throughout our lives. Our lives are stories, and our stories are shaped by our decisions. Right now, we're here because of the hard work that we have put into our education throughout our time at Donegal. We're here to celebrate the good decisions that we have made that have led us to this moment. Whether it's taking the time to help our siblings with their homework on busy days where we have homework of our own, or fighting to pay attention in your classes after working a late shift the night before, or even resisting the temptation to watch just a few more reels before you lock in. All of us have made good choices that have brought us to this point in our stories. Those are decisions worth celebrating, and it's good that we're here today to do that. But we can't spend too much time celebrating the past because, as Forrest Gump's mom always says, you've got to put the past behind you before you can move on. So I'd like to focus on the future because the same principle applies. We're only 17 or 18 chapters into our story, and there are still a lot of blank pages left to be written. The person that you will be in the future is shaped by the decisions that you make every day. So I want to ask you all a question. What story do you want to tell? And more than that, what decisions should we make now to write a story that we can be proud of? I want to share with you guys 2 values to help you write a good story. The first is discipline, and I know that when a lot of us hear discipline, we think of phone plans and office referrals to Mrs. Roberts and Miss Hairhogger, but now that those days are behind us, we can focus on a different meaning of the word. The discipline that will help us write a story we can be proud to tell isn't the negative discipline that we receive when we break the rules. It's instead the positive discipline that chooses to do hard things now for the long-term benefit that they bring. As a cross-country athlete, one story of discipline that I love is Sebastian Solway's world record marathon. About a month ago, Solway became the first person in history to run a full 26.2-mile marathon in under 2 hours, with an average pace of 4 minutes and 33 seconds per mile. To train for it, he ran over 120 miles per week and even spent months training his stomach to improve the amount of carbs that he could digest to improve his fueling on race day. I don't expect any of us to go out and break the 2-hour marathon, although if you do, then please remember me when you're famous. But we all have our strengths and passions. We all have those things that always manage to put a smile on our face. And when you feel motivated, it doesn't take much discipline to do those things, you just enjoy them. But if you're anything like me, then you have a laundry list of passion projects that you abandoned and great ideas that you never got around to doing because you just never felt like it. Things you wish you would have started or stuck with, but never ended up making time for. Maybe we feel that regret because we know that if we had the discipline to climb out of the motivation slump, we would have reached a beautiful valley of rediscovered enjoyment. That's why discipline is such an important characteristic of a good story. because often giving up when motivation runs dry leads to chapters of our story where we miss out on things that would have brought us joy. The second value that will help you write your life story well is humility. Humility is often confused with minimizing your accomplishments or with a simple lack of pride, but I don't think either of those definitions do it justice. Jonathan Picluto, a pastor, and host of the podcast Becoming Something, has a definition of humility that I love. He argues that if we were ever to meet someone who is perfectly humble, we wouldn't walk away thinking, that person was humble, I really respect that. Instead, we would walk away feeling so full of joy and so filled up because that person took such an authentic interest in us. Humility isn't about never drawing attention to yourself. It's about redirecting your primary focus from yourself to other people. Instead of worrying about how we look, humility would notice and compliment others, not just our friends, but also people that might not get as many compliments. Instead of comparing our achievements to someone else's, humility will find genuine joy in celebrating with them. I think everyone can agree that the world needs more people who are truly humble and truly care about those around them. And as we're leaving high school to enter the next stage of life, now's our chance to be those people. A life marked by humility that chooses to find joy in bringing others joy, that is a life well lived and a story well written. Class of 2026, as we look back and celebrate our growth and accomplishments throughout these past chapters of our lives, we also need to look forward to the pages of our story that are still blank. So I want to leave you all with a question that I asked you before. What story do you want to tell? Thank you.
Thank you, Caden, and congratulations. Our second student speaker this evening is salutatorian of the class of 2026, Catherine Gaiman. I'm pleased to announce that Catherine will be attending York College. Catherine plans on dual majoring in marketing and hospitality, and she will continue her athletic career playing soccer for the Spartans. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Gaiman.
It is an incredible honor to stand before you today and represent the Donegal class of 2026. Before I begin, I would like to thank our teachers, administrators, faculty members, and families who helped us reach this moment. Whether you guided us in the classroom, stayed up late to help us study, or simply encouraged us when we needed it most, thank you. None of us would be here today without your constant support. I also want to take a moment to thank God for guiding me throughout this journey and giving me the opportunity to stand here today. There's a quote that says, "We do not remember days, we remember moments." And as I reflected on our time together and what I wanted to say tonight, I realized how true that is for all of us sitting here today. When I think about our time at Donegal, I picture it almost like a scrapbook. Not the perfectly organized kind that your mom may have created when you were a kid, but the kind filled with random pictures, blurry snapshots, inside jokes, and moments that did not seem important at the time. Because when we look back on high school, we will not remember every homework assignment, every normal Friday, or every routine we followed. Instead, we will remember the snapshots that shaped us, the moments that somehow became memories. We will remember the pep rallies overflowing with school spirit and excitement. Somehow, our class seemed to win everything. By the end, I'm pretty sure the other classes stopped trying to beat us. We will remember rushing out of the building at the end of the day, trying to beat the buses, as if that 1 minute would make a complete difference in our lives. We will remember standing in the cafeteria, awkwardly trying to figure out who is in our lunch at the beginning of each semester. And of course, we will remember starting Friday mornings with another one of Mr. Haldeman's dad jokes on the morning announcements. Some of them were funny, I'll give him that, but some of them definitely built character. These are not moments that we expected to hold on to forever, but somehow they became part of our scrapbook. And somehow, through every challenge, every success, and every unforgettable moment, we made it here tonight. To this moment, the moment we spent years imagining. Another snapshot in our scrapbook we will someday look back on. Graduation is often described as an ending, but I think it is more than that. It is a moment of reflection, a moment where we pause long enough to recognize how much we have grown and how quickly time has passed. Of course, graduation is also about transition. It is about adding a new page to our scrapbook and stepping into what comes next. Some of us are heading to college, some to technical schools, some directly into the workforce. Some will take time to travel or discover where they want life to lead them. Every single one of us is stepping into a future that looks a little different. And that is okay, because every single person here has something unique to offer. Some people lead loudly, while others lead quietly through kindness and consistency. Some of us thrive in chaos, others in structure. Some of us know exactly what we want to do, while others are still trying to figure it out. But every single person here has strengths, talents, and abilities that can make a difference in the world around them. As we continue adding to the scrapbook of our lives, I hope we use those gifts well. I hope we use what we have learned here not only to build successful lives, but meaningful ones. The world does not just need people who are students of the months, who are the most creative, or have a lot of graduation cords. It needs people who are compassionate, hardworking, creative, and willing to make life better for others. Of course, there are some things we will probably not miss. Personally, I am very excited to never be forced to do another gym fitness test. But I sincerely hope that this school and the memories made here are not among those forgotten. I hope we do not close this scrapbook and leave everything we learned at Donegal behind. And I do not just mean what we learned in textbooks or classrooms. I hope we carry forward the resilience we gained during difficult moments, the friendships we built with the people who distracted us when we were trying to cram for tests, the lessons we learned about supporting one another even when life felt uncertain. Because after graduation will become another collection of moments, exciting ones, messy ones, and unexpected ones. But one day we will look back and realize that they mattered more than we knew. That is the funny thing about memories. The moments that shape us are rarely the ones we carefully prepare for. They are the spontaneous conversations while waiting for your lunch, the shared laughter, the challenges we overcame, and the people who stood beside us through it all. Years from now, we may forget our schedules, computer passcodes, or the assignments we spent hours working on, and hopefully the sound of Schoology notification alerts. But we will also remember snapshots. We will remember how these years felt. And that is why tonight matters. Not because it is the end of our high school journey, but because it is another memory worth preserving. So tonight, I encourage all of you to truly appreciate this moment, to recognize how far we have come, and to look toward the future with confidence and gratitude. To the class of 2026, thank you for the memories, the resilience, the laughter, and the moments we have shared together. I cannot wait to see what pictures and milestones fill the next pages of your scrapbook. Congratulations, class of 2026, and remember, in the end, we do not remember days. We remember moments, so let's go forward and create moments that we will never forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Now it is my pleasure to announce several academic awards. Our first award this evening is the Mount Joy Club Valedictorian Award. This award is presented to the highest ranking student in the class in scholarship. The recipient of this award is Caden Carpel. Congratulations, Caden. Our next award is the Marietta Charitable Trust Salutatorian Award. This award is presented to the student second highest in scholastic rank. The recipient of this award is Catherine Gaiman. Congratulations, Catherine. Our next award recognizes a student enrolled in a program at the Lancaster County Career and Technology Centers. The Mount Joy Lions Club Career and Technology Valedictorian Award is presented to the graduating Donegal senior who ranks first scholastically at the Center and Technology Centers and has exhibited qualities of leadership and service. The recipient of this award is Cohen Miller. Cohen will be attending the Pennsylvania College of Technology and majoring in diesel power generation and building automation engineering technology. Congratulations, Cohen. Our last award this evening that I have the honor of announcing is the Madeline G. McDaniel Memorial Award. This award is given in honor in the memory of Madeline McDaniel, who was the grandmother of Morgan and Abigail Lay. Morgan and Abigail graduated third and fourth, respectively, in the Donegal High School class of 1994. The award is to be presented to the senior who is third highest grade point average in the graduating class. The recipient of this year's award is Dominic Santiago Vega. Dominic's future plans are to attend Pomona College and major in philosophy, politics, and economics. Congratulations, Dominic. At this time, I would like to recognize Alessandro Francavilla and Cesar Gardoque. Cesar and Alessandro, can you please make your way to the stage? Alessandro and Cesar spent this last school year with us as exchange students. Both of these fine young men joined our Donegal family this past August. Alessandro is from Italy and Cesar is from Spain. They were both hosted by the Zimmerman family. On behalf of Senator Lloyd Smucker, we would like to present both of you with a flag of the United States, which was flown over the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. Mr. Keel, Mr. Overlander, school board members, faculty members, parents and relatives, and honored guests, at this time, it is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2026. Before I formally address the class of 2026 one last time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the many individuals who helped make this evening and this entire year so meaningful. First, our outstanding DHS faculty and the dedicated staff throughout the Donegal School District. Thank you for your commitment, your guidance, and the countless ways you have taught, mentored, and inspired the graduating class. A sincere thank you to Mrs. Gracie Schad and our entire office staff. Your attention to detail and the many hours spent organizing every aspect of graduation have not gone unnoticed. We are truly grateful for all that you have done. To my high school administrative team, Assistant Principals Heather Hairhauger, Nicole Roberts, Athletic Directors and Extracurriculars Matt Glennon, and Dr. Ron Kennedy, thank you for your leadership, collaboration, and steadfast support of me throughout the year. A special thank you to Mrs. Michelle Daggett, our senior class advisor. Mrs. Daggett, thank you for your tireless work in planning, organizing, and supporting each senior class event. Your dedication to our students has made a lasting difference. We are also deeply appreciative of our Donegal School District maintenance and custodial teams, whose behind-the-scenes efforts ensure that our facilities are prepared for tonight's celebration. Thank you as well to Mr. John Coleman and his tech crew for producing this evening's ceremony and ensuring everything runs seamlessly. And finally, last but not least, to you parents and guardians of the class of 2026, thank you for your partnership, your encouragement, and the unwavering support you have provided through your child's journey at Donegal High School. This milestone would not be possible without you. Seniors, can you please stand and join me in a round of applause for all those I have just mentioned. You may be seated. All right, now's my opportunity to talk to you a little bit. I promise it won't take more than 20 minutes. At each graduation ceremony, I have the honor to share a few words of wisdom, as any good dad would do, with a graduating class as they prepare to leave Donegal High School and begin the next chapters of their lives. I always try to come up with something meaningful, something memorable, something you might actually remember 5 minutes after you leave here today. Back in early March, one of my favorite football coaches, coaching legend Lou Holtz, passed away. Now, many of you seated out there may not know who Coach Holtz was, but one thing he was known for was delivering powerful, simple, and meaningful messages. After his passing, there were countless tributes shared online, including clips of his motivational speeches. As I listened to his words, I realized his message captured exactly what I wanted to say to the class of 2026. His message was simple, honest, and relevant. So today, I'm actually borrowing a little words of wisdom to share with you. In several of his speeches, Coach Holtz focused on 3 simple rules. Do what's right, do everything to the best of your ability, and show people you care. Simple, right? 3 short sentences, but simple doesn't mean easy. It definitely doesn't mean unimportant. So let's start with the first one, doing what's right. Over the years, you have had plenty of opportunities to make choices, some easy, some not so easy. Doing what's right isn't always the popular choice. It's not always the convenient choice. And it's definitely not always the choice that gets you the most likes on social media. But it's a choice that defines your character. At Donegal High School, doing what's right may have looked like turning in your own work, even when it's tempting to collaborate a little bit too much. It might have meant standing up for someone, owning a mistake, or choosing integrity when no one was watching. As you move forward, those moments will not go away. They'll just be getting bigger, whether in college, the workforce, or wherever life takes you. Your reputation will be built on the decisions you make when it matters the most. Second, do everything to the best of your ability. Now, let's be honest, folks. This one probably hit a little different depending on the class you were sitting in at the time. Some days your best looked absolutely amazing. Other days your best might have looked like just showing up before the bell rang. Sometimes that's okay. Doing your best doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't always mean getting an A, winning the game, or nailing every performance. It means putting in effort, taking pride in your work, and refusing to settle for good enough when you know you can do better. You've learned that here through late nights, tough tests, and group projects that may or may not have been carried by one person. Life will continue to challenge you, and effort will always matter. Talent might open doors, but effort is what keeps them open. And finally, probably the most important one, is showing people you care. At the end of the day, people are not going to remember your GPA, your class rank, or how many points you scored in a game. They're going to remember how you treated them. They'll remember if you were kind, if you listened, if you showed up. During your time here, you've built friendships, connections with teachers, and memories that will stay with you long after today. Those relationships didn't happen by accident. They happened because you showed up for each other. As you move on, your ability to connect with people, to genuinely care, will set you apart in no ways a resume ever could. So, if you take nothing else from today, take these 3 things with you. Do what's right, even when it's hard. Give your best. Be someone who gives their best without needing recognition, and care about people, because that's what matters most. Class of 2026, you've made it. You've navigated challenges, celebrated success, and grown into a group of individuals ready to take on whatever comes next. And while today may feel like an ending, it's really just the beginning. But no matter where life takes you, you will always be a member of our tribe. Congratulations, class of 2026. I am very, very proud of you. Thank you for being you. Mr. Keel, I am proud to present to you the members of the Donegal High School class of 2026 as candidates for graduation.
Good evening, students, families, faculty and staff, and honored guests. Tonight, we celebrate the achievements and the journey of the class of 2026. Graduates, this is your moment, and it's well deserved. It's a very simple message that I share with you tonight. The world, our country, and our communities need leaders. We need people that will lead with empathy and integrity, with character and compassion, with self-discipline, and with courage. We need leaders that understand the colloquial proverb that what is right isn't always easy, and what is easy isn't always right. You need to understand that within the myriad of roles you'll fill in your lifetime, such as sibling, friend, student, employee, parent, coach, etc., each of these will provide you with an opportunity to lead others. And whether you realize it or not, you're ready to lead. This community that has raised you has prepared you for this challenge. The world needs leaders, and those leaders, my friends, are you. In a world that often seems divided, you have the power to bring people together. Behind every opinion, every disagreement, and every difference is a human being. Listen to them and lead them well. Lead with honesty. Stand for what's right, and always, always choose to be someone others can trust and respect. This, my friends, is what you were destined to do. Each year, I share this final part of my message with the graduates because I believe it embodies everything that makes Donegal such a special community. As you venture out into the world, remember that Donegal will always be here for you when you need it. Doesn't matter if you grew up in Mount Joy or Marietta or Maytown, the Donegal community that has supported you, the friends and family that have cheered you on, and the familiar places that hold your memories, they will always be part of your foundation. No matter where life takes you, you can always find comfort and strength in the roots that you have right here. But the best part is this. When you need a smile or a laugh or a hug, we'll be here. The world is yours to explore. But whenever you're ready to come home, we will be right here. Of the billions of people that have lived on this planet, only a few are able to say that they're graduates of Donegal School District. You, my friends, are special. You're unique. You are us. So go forward, class of 2026, but always know, always keep in the back of your mind, whenever you would like to return home, we'll be waiting for you with open arms to welcome home our sons and daughters. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, By the powers vested in me as a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby declare before all persons assembled here tonight that these members of the Donegal High School class of 2026 have met or exceeded all requirements established by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Board of School Directors of the Donegal School District to become recipients of a high school diploma. It is with great pride that I state the class of 2026 is ready to graduate. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce the President of the Board of School Directors for Donegal School District, Mr. Oliver Overlander.
Good evening. On behalf of the entire Donegal School Board, as School Board President, I would like to welcome you to the graduation of the class of 2026, family, friends, and soon-to-be graduates. The class of 2026 has finally made it to this important milestone in their lives after 12 long years of education in the classrooms and hallways of the Donegal School District. This class has gone through a lot of change over the years at Donegal. You've seen some buildings close. You've seen a high school built. You've seen a high school on fire while it was being built. You also saw a stadium be built that you're sitting in today. You saw some sinkholes in and around this stadium as well. This class has always come together after going through a lot. This year you had adversity in losing a classmate, and tonight you are here for one final time to come together as a class to celebrate each other, to remember your classmate, and also to remember what made you a Donegal Indian. As the graduates walk across the stage tonight and turn their tassels from one side of their caps to the other side to signify being a Donegal graduate, I'd like to challenge you to remember that in the future, always know where you came from. Always remember what it means to be a Donegal graduate, to be a Donegal Indian. Cherish the friendships of your classmates and be thankful for the bonds that you built through the years that led you to this moment in your educational journey. Always be thankful for the teachers who served as role models for you in your educational journey. And as you go forward, remember where you came from and always where you're headed. And as Mr. Felix always said, once you're a Donegal Indian, you're always a Donegal Indian. And the best day at Donegal is always green and white day. And today we have a lot of green and white. So congratulations, graduates. May God bless you in your journey. And have a great evening and a good luck in your future.
At this time, we begin announcing the graduates for the Donegal High School class of 2026. Announcing the graduates will be Mark Silvestri, class of 2026 president, and Derek Palmieri, student council president. Gentlemen, can you come to the stage, please? We would ask that you please hold your applause until all graduates' names are read to ensure that families and students have the opportunity to hear each graduate's names read aloud. All right, guys, you ready? All right, there's yours. Wow, mine's really crinkly. All right.
Caden Micah Carpel. Catherine Ann Gaiman. Brandon Martin Hess. Caitlin Hope Pop. Samantha Kaylin Alampi. Deborah Michelle Allen. Modesto Daniel Alvarez Cruz. Ernesto Alvarez Gungar. Aurora Amado. Ariana Elizabeth Andres. Lucia Sarita Angeles. Gabrielle Jean Anger. Samantha Joe Ankeny. Ava Grace Arroyo. Azariah Bantam. Ryan Christopher Beck. Evelyn May Bell. Michael Gerald Berg III. Braxton Jacob Berry. Hallie Addison Byers. Caden Elijah Bull. Darian Mikkel Auker. Quinn Louise Brandehorse. Carter Lee Brandt. Isabella Rhea Brandt. Alexis Lee Brenneman.
Sienna Marie Brown. Riley Elise Brown. Gianna Rose Burns. Jalea Butts. Ryan Jael Quintero. Lillian Caraballo. Stephen James Carreras. Damian Marcus Chavez. Mikey Christopher Classe. Madison Ray Coble. Madison Jean Collins. McKenna Catherine Collins. Emily Ray Coral. Peyton Taylor Cranford. Autumn Marie Crump. Shelby K. Judah. Mason Michael Cusack. Bailey Jane Doherty. Chelsea Marianne Davila Smith. Connor James Dayton. Genesis Angeline De La Cruz Alvarez. Jocelyn Ariana De La Cruz Mauricio. Danique Hakeem Destine. Aiden Michael Dickinson. Wyatt Lee DeStefano. Thomas Owen Dole Jr.
Ashley Renee Dommel. Olivia Grace Dommel. Madison Rose Dyer. Hannah Dawn Ebersole Hurd Greenlee. Andrew Lewis Fabian. Sarah Jane Phantom. Hudson James Fennicle. Eduardo Alonso Feria Castillo. Junior Figueroa Guzman. Andrew Michael Fisher. Thomas Gerard Ford. Parker Brian Foy. Foye. Jonathan Donald Frayne. Alessandro Francavilla. Madison Catherine Frey. I tried, bro. Nathan Thomas Fry. Victoria Marie Fry. Lucas Riley Furman. Alexander Joseph Fulvia. Christian Albert Fulvia. Yeneli Theola Gadsden. Ava Grace Gantz. Gretchen Elizabeth Garber. Sending them too fast. Carlos Samuel Garcia. Adare Eve Gardner. Cesar Garoki. Brenna Catherine Geiger.
Jocelyn Claire Gehrig. Gianna Faith Ginder. Viana Lucila Marie Giraldo. Erica Maria Jerome. Iana K. Glass. Gianni Luis Gonzalez. Benjamin James Good. Kaylin Reese Noel Graham Miller. Haley Lynette Graybill. Andrew Enrique Green. Freya Bethany Grice. Jared Benjamin Griffin. Lily Joy Grosh. Landon Reese Tut Gunther. You're welcome. Jacob Dean Guthrie. Dharma Elise Hain. Colby Scott Haynes. Connor James Hoblieb. Thank you. Regan Michelle Haldeman. Aubrey Madeline Harms. Xander Michael Harrison. Zachary Thomas Harrison. Evan James Warren Haser. Chelsea Nicole Heiser Weber. Jordan Alessandro Hessel. Landon Michael Herr. Logan Joshua Hess.
Zoe Monet Hess. Hayden Locke Horst. Aubrey Rose Halcyon. Abigail Marie Hauser. Emily Noel Hughes. Gage Eli Hummer. Adante Sean Jackson. Madison Lorelei Johns. Mallory Brooke Johns. Dylan Ethan Johnson. Jalil Amir Johnson. Dalton Nicholas Jones. Landon William Kibler. Desiree Morgan Kimes. Madison Lee Kirkpatrick. Skylar May Koenig. Kaylee May Kovalik. Bryson David Kreiser. Jackson Randall Kreitzer. Leah Elizabeth Crow. Sophia Noel Lake. Ayana Amir Lambert. Haley Anastasia Lambert. Thank you. Piper Grace Landis. Kennedy Autica Latchford. Ethan Christopher LeBach.
Emily Rose Laudermillick. Aubrey Madison Lefevre. Ryan Michael Lefevre Jr. Madison Sue Leibfried. Austin James LeMay. Kiana Lynn Lewis. Peyton Renee Llewellyn. Isabella Kayleen Love. Isabella Love's diploma will be presented by her stepmother, Janet Love. Colton James Lowry. John Patrick Marr. Karen Atuf Noshi Malti. Peyton Mackenzie Mansfield. Ayana Jayla Martin. Olivia Madeline Martin. Aubrey Noel Matthews. Eleni Alay Moss. Logan Virginia McCarty. Destiny Ann McNeese. Sebastian Lawrence Mealy. Jacob Henry Mellaby. Destiny Hope Merritt. Christian Robertson Miller. Cohen Andrew Miller. Ryan Michael Miller. Andrew Edward Milliken.
Isabella Soledad Milliken. Brianna Noel Mink. Gianna Clarissa Morant. Riley Aaron Murch. Danielle Yvonne Murphy. Madison Paige Mutterspaugh. Molly Ann Myers. Braylyn Nicole Newland. Evan Scott Niehaus. Cleo Troy Nornhold. Molly Rose O'Brien. Hannah Elizabeth Olovich. Lucas Allen Ortman. Lena Marie Oyola. Catherine Florence Page. Madeline Lexi Palma. Derek Michael Palmieri. Zachary Ryan Palmer. Juan Pablo Panichit Frida. David Lee Pierce. Alexis Ponce Rebolledo. Miguel Angel Ramirez. Elias Danielle Reyes Mendoza. Tassione Paola Fury Balbuena. Alejandro Clemente Rodriguez.
Zachary William Rohr. Jaizir A.J. Roman Jr. Elliot David Ross. Arabella Violet Runyon. Cameron K. Runkle. Caleb Jordan Rupp. Haley Ann Rupp. Katrine Samir Saad. Madison Elaine Sanders. Samari Estrella Luis Santiago. Dominic Andres Santiago Vega. Caleb Peyton Schaefer. Haley Elizabeth Schaefer. Kiera Elise Scott Miller. Destiny Helen Shandy Sensenig. Amy Assam M. Shaker. Kaylin Sage Schellenberger. Nathan Jaden Braga Schertzer. Bethel Jetsonet Schifferall. Beckett Gray Showalter. Haley Lynn Seidman. Jennifer Elaine Seacrest. Mark Christopher Silvestri. Thank you. Ricky Jamal Simpson. What a guy. Jordan Grace Slattery. Emily Ann Sablosian. Noah Jacob Smeltz. Colin Mitchell Splain.
What's the next one? Dawson James St. Victor. Layla Marie Stoutzenberger. Timothy Christopher Stover. Oh yeah, Tim. Corinne Danae Stradford. Ian Hunter Strasbaugh. Almost there, kid. Kaylin Riley Swanson. Huh? Kaylin. Joseph Turch V. Anthony Nikhil Thomas. Hayden Alexander Thompson. Chloe Ann Tregay. Cameron Jade Ulrich. Oh, yeah. Daniel Elijah Vasquez. Abigail Elizabeth Fuyan Waldron. Rachel Charlotte Wallace. Molly Elizabeth Waters. Ethan Eugene Weaver.
Sage Elizabeth Welsh. Quinn Martin Wamers. Nash Wyatt Wheaton. Joseph Michael Williams III.
Accepting Joey's diploma this evening is his father, Joey Williams. Joey is a member of the class of 2026 who passed away unexpectedly in October 2025. This evening, we honor Joey as a graduate of the class of 2026 by placing his cap and gown in his assigned seat. Seniors, could you please join me in congratulating Joey and his father for graduation?
Corbin Carter Williams. Devon James Wilson. Owen Neil Winters. Hannah Grace Wolf. Victoria Annalise Wright. Xavier Marie Wright. Jocelyn Hope Yoder. Broden Matthew Zeger. Logan James Zeger. Isabella Faith Zellers. Dane Lau Zukov Lutz. John Joseph Zubek III. Kirilis Haney Abdelmashi.
Yo, where'd it go? Yeah, where is it?
Can't find it. It's okay. Derek, you can go back to your seat. Thank you. You did fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to once again introduce Senior Class President Mark Silvestri for the response to the class of 2026.
Could everybody rise, please? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the class, I proudly present to you the 2026 graduates of Donegal High School.
You can go take your seat, buddy. Thank you. You did a fantastic job. I'm very proud of yourself. I'm very proud of you. I'm going to wait till Mark gets back to his seat. At this time, we're going to sing the Donegal Alma Mater. At the conclusion of the Alma Mater, I'm going to ask that the graduates remain standing to be dismissed. So you all are going to hold tight. I would ask our guests to remain in their seats until all the graduates have recessed to the middle of the football field and have the opportunity to gather one last time to celebrate and throw their caps. Following the throwing of the caps, families and friends, of course, are welcome to join the graduates on the field. Seniors, senior males, can you please remove your caps? Ladies and gentlemen, our Donegal High School alma mater.
Hail, alma mater, Donegal is our school. Onward to knowledge, victory is our goal. Truth, love, and honor, making our lives complete. Inspiration may we gain from our Donegal. Dear alma mater, Donegal will recall. After we've left thee, ambitions for us all. Into our future, memories we will take. Last till all eternity, our dear Donegal.
Faculty, I would ask that you take your positions in line to congratulate our seniors. Seniors, please take the opportunity now to check to make sure you were handed the right diploma this evening. I'm just joking. Make sure before you leave this evening, you stop by the home concession stand. They're handing out hot dogs, and that's a joke too, okay? To pick up your diplomas. They're all there for you, but make sure you get them on your way out. Now, graduates, what I'm going to ask is you make sure you file your way through between the two lines of our faculty members. Graduates, you are dismissed.